Hello, I'm Sam Reese, and today I'm here with Franklin varsity boys basketball sophomore Andrew O'Neill. Thanks for being here, Andrew.
Thanks for having me.
All right, getting into a couple of questions as we look back on the season. Can you just first talk about your overall experience playing varsity this year?
Yeah, it was extremely enjoyable. Starting the year, I was a little nervous for the stage. It's completely different than anything I've ever experienced. But my teammates and my coach really helped me get ready for it, and I was able to have success later in the year, and just the relationships I built was just something that I can't forget.
Awesome. And then, although you guys did come a bit short of the ultimate goal, losing to Catholic Memorial the other night, you did still finish with an impressive record of 21-4. And so with a lot of new faces on the team this year, did you guys expect internally this season to go as well as it went?
I think 21-4 is an extremely high level, and I'm not sure if we all fully expected to be at that level at the start of the year. But as we started to string wins together at the beginning of the season, we started to build confidence. And basketball is really ultimately just a game of confidence. So the more confidence we built, it was easier to string wins together, and then that helped us get to that 21-4 record.
Right. And then for you personally, talk about how cool it was playing in front of huge crowds and high-stakes games after especially dealing with limited crowds and restrictions due to COVID over the last few years.
Yeah, it was really exciting. I'll go back to just being a little bit nervous, just being an underclassman, stepping on the court in front of like that huge game, like that Attleboro game right before winter break. Yeah. It's hard to hear yourself think sometimes, especially in that environment, and like coaches will say something to you and you won't be able to hear it just because the crowd will be so loud. Mm-hmm. But over time, you start to be less nervous, and it just becomes extremely enjoyable.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. And then how do you think your game has improved over the course of the season?
I think my confidence has improved a lot, especially in the offensive end. I think defensively has been how I was able to see the floor. Yep. But just having my teammates trust me and trust that I'd make open looks really helped me start to thrive on the offensive end.
And then can you talk a little bit about how it was being one of the young guys on the varsity team, and also being able to play alongside senior captains who seem to be great leaders?
Yeah, they were great leaders. Our senior captains were Sean Vincent and Will Tracy, and they did a great job bringing the young guys along and keeping the team chemistry just at an all-time high. Everyone was happy for each other when they made great plays. And a guy who doesn't really get talked about a ton is Evan De Silva, but he's also a great leader. You might not see him on the floor, but he does a great job in the locker room and in practice, just bringing everyone else along.
Right, and then can you also talk about how cool it was playing under Coach Neeley, who not only seems like a fantastic coach, but a great guy as well?
Yes, he's a fantastic coach. He really trusts his players, and he does a great job getting you prepared for games. He'll give you feedback on what you need to improve and what you're doing well. So coming into games, we'll have scouting sessions that will go sometimes 45 minutes, just getting us prepared for games, and I think that really helped us win.
And I think many would share the sentiment, Andrew, that this team was a very fun team to watch all season long. And I think a big reason was the unselfishness of everyone on the team. So can you talk a little bit about how important that team chemistry was and just how fun it was to play with these guys?
Yeah, it was extremely enjoyable. The chemistry was extremely high, so you could enjoy being around everyone on the court and in practice. And in the game, you could trust your teammates. And trusting your teammates and having that high chemistry really helps lead to wins, because it's hard for a defense to key on one guy if everyone on the court can score the ball.
Right, and then last question for you. Looking ahead to the future, can you talk about your class in particular and how bright the future is for this program? Because there are definitely a number of sophomores, including yourself, who made a big impact this season.
Me, namely Henry DeGiorgio and Sean O'Leary, we all were able to make impacts this year, but including Hansi, Bradley, and Andrew Benoit. All those guys are really good players, and next year they'll be able to have more of a chance to show themselves at the varsity level. But coming off the Catholic Memorial loss, we can't expect just the sophomore class to really be great next year. You have to put the work in the off season, and a lot of that can come from the motivation that we got from this Catholic Memorial loss. So in a way, it helps us for our future success, but it definitely hurts right now.
Absolutely. Well, that'll put a wrap on things once again. Thanks so much, Andrew, for taking the time to answer questions about both you and the team, and we look forward to seeing you back on the court next year.
I'm looking forward to it.